This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. Well, Drake. All right. So we already went over the Birdman. You know, he told Joe Budden to chill out. You know, he respects Joe Budden, but don't play with the GOAT. Okay. But we also had Drake's father, his own dad, entered the conversation. I mean, come on, bro. This is great. His own dad entered the combo. Let's get into this. So we already, you know, had him clap back. Drake did his clap back at Joe Budden and said, you know, I thank God for this life, not having to come to rush conclusions on Best Buy podcast mics. I pretty much know how I feel about an album right away. I mean, I liked a lot of Drake's albums right away. I could be like, okay. The way I judge it is if I can listen to already 50% of the album to 60% of the album easily, I'm going to like the rest. This album didn't really excite me at all, you know, and I was more excited about Certified Lover Boy and honestly, Nevermind. There was a couple, I felt like it was an experimental project, and I picked a few songs off there I liked. It's very funny how Drake's so in his feelings about this, and Birdman is helping him out because he knows Drake's in his feelings. Now, Drake's dad gets into the mix. Now, first, Joe Budden changes his profile pic to just black. And then, you know, Drake went off on, you know, his comments for all the dogs. And then his dad enters. Now, his dad enters and says, it's a shame that a young artist can't do his own thing and enjoy his glory without an old hater, MF, trying to burst his bubble because he has nothing going on. Well, Joe has a lot going on. And to mention or put a limit on what age anyone can be dealing with certain things is none of his business, as long as they're of legal age. I am sick of these old haters effing with my son. If you don't like it, now he's all of a sudden tapped in. He didn't even know Drake dropped an album a few albums ago, you know? And he says, honestly, keep it moving. He's not bothering you. Now, Drake's dad lives vicariously through Drake, but I do like their relationship. I think it's funny. I think that's part of the charm of Drake, how he, you know, includes people in the inner workings of his family. Drake is very open person, pretty much, you know. But Drake must have voiced something to his dad that he was upset about this stuff. This is really messing with him. Drake really might need a break. And I was thinking about it. Lil Yachty's such an influence on Drake now. And I get Drake's trying to like stay in touch with the youth and everything. That is important when making music, right? For everybody. But bro, Lil Yachty's only 24 years old. And let's see, Drake's been doing this. I believe Drake's like 38, just personally. So 36, 26, 25. Drake should go back to like when he was like 24, 25 and say like, would you take advice from that person? So much advice, you know? Like I can understand changing flows and experimenting and stuff, but how much advice is he getting from Lil Yachty? Like, I'm curious now, you know? Now, Ebro made a good point. When Drake was going off on Joe Budden saying you're a failed rapper, blah, 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 Ebro said our 99% of the rappers are 99% of your rappers are failures by Drake's standards if Joe Budden is. Because Joe Budden did have some success. Most people don't even have a hit record. Most people don't get signed to Eminem with a group and have success again. And most people don't evolve into something else. Joe Budden's always kind of evolved. I'm not saying Joe Budden's my favorite person, but he has evolved and stayed relevant all these years. He's had a lot of different transitions, but it's interesting. It's not the path most would choose, but Snoop Dogg even reacted to Drake's father, says, spoken like a real guy's father. Move on. I don't know, man. Drake's in his feelings about this album. There's something else going on with Drake. I think he's about to have I think he's been working too hard. I think he needs to take some time off and stay away from the internet for about like a good month. Just chill out. Bro, you just did a whole tour and an album. You maxed out, bro. You did a lot. And I commend him on that. Like, you did a lot. But I believe in being spread thin. I think he was spread thin on this album, doing tours and working on an album. You weren't 100% locked in on the album. And I think he knows that. And that's okay. It's like, it's not like your last album ever. You know, it's like you could do an album with Lil Wayne tomorrow and people will be blown away. I think that should be his next project, like a year from now. Lil Wayne. Him and Lil Wayne just having fun. It's Jordan Tower with JT News. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.